and the physical aspect of it. I just want to say to report, just to report in this moment that there is such a kind of a resonant, like a little something going on here, a liveliness in this side. I already know where this would go. A broken collarbone, why that happened, which would not be as immediate if there wasn't touch. And I know there's a lot of concern about touch. There still is. So just a few words about why that might be important. It's not absolutely necessary, but can you say anything about that?
Why it's important to include touch and ways to do that if you're working one-to-one. And yeah, Hakomi is one of the methods that realizes that anything that's a reaction, for example, anything that's a habitual way of experiencing something, like that activation that, after being in a war situation, it becomes habitual, and we haven't talked about it, but we were talking earlier about Rick Hansen and the research that shows that our brain is designed to predict the most negative repeat of any bad experiences we've had, and to watch for evidence, any even vague similarity to previous experiences that were bad. Yeah. And so we're designed to be for survival, to be predicting danger, and based on whatever history we've had, to be predicting a repeat of the worst scenarios. And so that's on automatic, and it's going to happen for anybody that's had any kind of painful experiences, is that their brain is going to, all of us are geared to look for unconsciously a repeat of the worst experiences we've had. When that happens, if we're aware of the activation in our body, it's usually the first possible clue, although sometimes people don't notice what their body is doing, but they notice what they're starting to think about. If as soon as I notice that I'm organized as if something bad, as if I'm going to be hurt, as if there's a danger, as soon as I notice that I'm organized that way, and I wake up to check it out, look around. It's way harder for somebody that's been in something as traumatizing as a war, because they may have also had the experience where it came out of the blue, so I can look around and see blue sky, and we're sitting in a lovely room, and nothing bad is going to happen here imminently. And but I have to look around if I'm activated as if, and reassure myself, okay, well, that was then, this is now, and it's possible to have a fair degree of confidence that it's okay to relax here and now. But I can't make that shift if I'm not aware that I'm reacting as if. And we have to know that about our brain and nervous system, I think. So I can help somebody verbally in a situation where it doesn't feel appropriate to touch, by bringing their attention to their body, and that's the job, is to do that. But sometimes I think some of the issues and some of the discoveries really won't be made without some form of contact. And so what I feel like group therapy is so much more, potentially more efficient, and safer, because if you're using touch in a group, there's lots of witnesses. And if people are working one-to-one, and you really feel like there's going to be a need for some touch, some contact, some movement as an experiment, one of the things that we often recommend is that you talk about it with the client, and you have them bring in somebody as their assistant, as their ally. Bring in a friend, bring in somebody that they're really confident in, and you'll use them. And it's really possible to develop the kind of relationship with somebody if you're, as a therapist, confident and you check it out with a person where if they really know, and one of the safety nets with Hakomi is this idea that all the interventions are experiments, and that if you've really created a foundation where the client knows that their experience of something is going to point the direction for where you go next, and that it's not necessary all the time for the therapist to ask permission for something, but that the therapist and client are both paying attention to the client's experience to decide whether to continue something or to go a different direction. If they know that everything is an experiment and that their own experience is going to determine what you do next, then there can be a lot of safety around using, some contact.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Oh, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Yes. Okay.